When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Israel, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing, steal out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we backed by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is exceedingly wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride,
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. Praise ya. Praise
Mercy, mercy on you, mercy, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See, prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we backed by the most high, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething and wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. Praise.
Shalom Facebook, Shalom YouTube. Welcome to our prophecy class. Today we're in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55. But before we get started, does anyone have any questions? No. All right, then. Let's go ahead and get started then.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come you to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye, buy and eat, yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Why do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfies not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat you that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear, and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live, and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people.
Now, this is one of the reasons why we said that David is going to be leading us into the kingdom. When it's time to come out of the wilderness and the saints shall take the kingdom, we're looking at this being David out there with us. He's going to be raised back up, but we don't know exactly where. Yeah.
It says two verses about David. I know it's talking about the forgiveness.
Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
But it also talk about like he's gonna lead us in that wilderness, come out the wilderness, talk about that he's gonna be with us fighting like David was fighting, he threw the giant, 200 Philistines and
yeah, I'm looking at verse 4. It says, behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. So that's talking in military terms. So that wouldn't be anyone more qualified than David to lead us into the land, because he knows the land and we don't.
from asking we'll be able to fight like he did when he was young.
Yeah, well, when he was before he died, when he was in wars with the Philistines, he never got a scratch on it, even though he killed a whole bunch of Philistines. So that means that Yahweh was with him, so he wouldn't be harmed. So being that he'd be raised back up, then he knows he can't die anymore, and he can strategize. Having a more advanced mind now, he can understand what they're doing over there as far as being prepared. He can show us how to get around all that, man. And plus, we're gonna have the advantage, like I mentioned yesterday, that our fathers had those angels with them when they came out of the wilderness and took the land. Well, the same thing is going to happen again, because we know that even though it's not going to take as long, but for millions of people that die at one time out there in 3.5 years. That's not an ordinary event. Nobody can do that in 3.5 years. We're talking about tens of millions of people dying in 3.5 years. That's unusual. I mean, death has a cycle, but death comes about 40, 50 years after you're born. But we're looking at a short time period of young and old people died at the same time. So that's something supernatural we have to consider. Now that's where we have to look also at the secret place. So in that secret place, we may be witnessing them people dying. We'll be set apart from them, but we can see what's going on out there in that field. And we can see them, but they won't be able to see us. That's why they call it the secret place. Yeah. Yeah.
So within the same verse 4, that's what we give him a witness to the people. Could that be dealing with like him being resurrected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, how would you know that's him? Well, if you noticed, whenever them angels showed up, it was something special about them, so that they knew they weren't dealing with an ordinary person. It might be something where the angel gives them the feeling that, hey, I'm not like you. I look like you, but something about me is coming out that you recognize I'm unusual, right? So you feel the vibes. It's something different about that guy. Yeah.
Is his resurrection gonna be like a physical resurrection, or is he gonna be kind of like born like Elijah was born through John the Baptist?
No, this is gonna be Asher David,
I mean,
resurrected.
So like with his body over there, where Esau is at now, he's got his body is supposed to be still, but they ain't moved. It's supposed to be still in Jerusalem. So like he's gonna be resurrected amongst all the folk Esau and the Muslims. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he won't be resurrected. That body's dead and useless.
Okay.
Can't be used anymore. So whoever he's gonna be raised up at, it won't be there.
Okay.
It'll be somewhere else. So that body will probably still be there, but it's useless. It's dead. It's a carcass. So he has to have a brand new body. But with the Mashiach himself, he was raised back up, but he was raised up with a brand new body. So his old body couldn't be seen. It was no more, couldn't be seen anymore. But with David, yeah, his body's still over there. But the question is, will he be raised from that point? That's the question, isn't it? But what condition is that body in? I mean, we look at thousands of years of decomposition. So that's probably nothing but dust over there now. And then you're looking at, for instance, resurrected of people, circumstances of that death. Some people may have drowned, and they're going to be resurrected, but over the years, their bodies decomposes, mingled in with the water, right? I'm talking about in the ocean, seas like that. So they won't have anything to be raised up from, because it's already decomposed, spread all over the ocean, seas. And so, what would they be raised up, right? So you got those two situations there, where the Mashiach set the example of the resurrected. He raised up from his grave where he slept, and so we're looking at when he was raised up. Some of the saints were raised up with him, was seen in the city, but they raised up from their graves also. But we're still looking at. I mean, the Mashiach was a fresh death, but nevertheless, in less than 24 hours, rigor mortis sets in anyway. So that body is just stiff. But what about those bodies that have decomposed to the point that they no longer exist? They might be just part of the ground, like here in America. A lot of dead people here, and we might be building stuff on their graves. Will they be raised up from where they died at? Civil War people. So that's one of those things that have not been answered, because we didn't have but one resurrection, and that's the only one we got. So that's for the rules go for the rest of it. We don't have those yet. Okay.
I
have a question. Since we're on the dead,
What now?
I had a question from yesterday. Since we're talking about dead, the death and dead people. When he was in Leviticus 26 verses 30 to the 46.
Where is this at now?
Leviticus.
Leviticus?
Yeah. 26 verse 30 to the 46. And you mentioned verse 40. You can ask for forgiveness
For the
the
sins of our
fathers,
fathers? Yeah, it said, if they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers, with their trespass, which they have trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me.
I was under assumption that you couldn't pray for the dead.
No, look at what it says. It says they confess their iniquity. They're not praying for anybody. They're confessing their sins. So you know what kind of sins they committed to get us over here. They're not. You're not praying for them.
Oh, you're praying for the sins.
For the trespass,
Okay.
because they didn't confess their sins, but you're confessing their sins for them.
Okay.
Yeah, and you admit it. That's what it says here. If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers, admit that you did wrong. Admit that your father did wrong. That's not praying for your father. You admit that they did wrong. And with their trespass, which they have trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me. Right.
When you when I do it, I'm just trying to say it's in the right light. When I pray for them, like I pray for the trespass against my father trespass against the Torah commandments, judge that or the creed, you know what I mean? And they sins and iniquities, fornication, adultery, all that. That's how you pray for the iniquities, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can, like, you confess your own iniquity, your own trespass, your own sins. You confess theirs too. It might have been a situation where they didn't confess, so you confess for them. In a sense, it's almost like praying for the dead. I can understand your reasoning behind that, but you're not really praying for the dead. You're praying for the iniquity of the dead, right? Because they didn't confess their sins. Okay. As far as David, back to David, where he's going to be raised up at, that's a mystery because again, the sepulcher that he's in, and the Pope wanted to buy that sepulcher. That's nothing in there but dust, right? So, but like I said, we ain't got but one example of resurrection. He was resurrected the way it's laid down there. But what about the rest of the resurrection? So we're looking at thousands of years since the Mashiach died. Well, a couple thousand years since he died, resurrected. But again, that was local. But it was to set an example to the disciples that the resurrection is real. They went to the sepulcher, saw none but the folded up clothes and folded up head handkerchief. But you ain't gonna have that in every resurrection. So that's a mystery. Where he's gonna be resurrected, we don't know. But we will recognize him when we see him, because there's gonna be something about him. Well, maybe it'll be the angels out there. That's him right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, brother, because you look at the other Yaakov, Mark, all them folks, and like these other people from these various camps that believe in Messiah. Well, when the resurrection took place, America's been long off the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems the reason they wouldn't be resurrected over here.
Right.
It would have been another spot.
Right.
Yeah, because when you look at it, America at that time would be radioactive. Everything would be going on over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd just be a dung hill.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to be resurrected in another site.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Well, even if the place was radioactive, those brand new bodies, it wouldn't affect them at all.
No, I know it, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't think they would be resurrected. State of what's going on over here to be another place.
Now, it still begs the question now. The Mashiach, when he's resurrected, he could pop in and pop out.
Right.
Will these new people be able to pop in and pop out like that? Will they have that kind of ability to just show up out of the clear blue sky like he did? Like I said, we ain't got but one example of resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
And he was special in the fact that what he inherited after he was resurrected. But I mean, he had a king, godly, godship, kingship, priesthood. he inherited all those things, but he has authority over the angels too.
I don't
So
think they'd be able to
the
do it.
angels can go and pop in and pop out. So the Mashiach can pop in and pop out, but will those other people be able to do that?
Yeah, because I think we covered that in Revelation, right? He's the first and last of his kind. So I don't think they'd be able to do that.
How they gonna get from over here to go to that's what you're here? How they gonna get across the water?
That's a good question.
But it's
Yeah.
not,
Well, keep in mind also now that when the Mashiach shows up, dead in Christ can rise up and meet him in there. So wherever they are, or wherever they've been, doesn't matter.
mhm,
They're gonna raise up because the Mashiach said he's gonna send his angels to the four corners and bring his people unto him.
mhm.
Right. So he's talking about resurrection in that in chapter Matthew 24. So wherever they are, they'll be raised up wherever they died. No,
Mhm.
wherever they are at that time. Okay. Yeah.
When you was talking about destruction of America yesterday, I was thinking about it, popped in my mind like, where the Native Americans, the people that are native to this land, where they gonna go when it's time for America? So everybody gotta go back home, but where they gonna go? They've been here for thousands of years. It's their land. Like, where they gonna go?
It ain't like they just popped out of nowhere. So they had to come from somewhere. So they migrated from Mongolia and
Mhm.
Russia
Russia.
and came across the Bering Straits and Chukchi Sea
Mhm.
and made them out all the way down here through Alaska, Canada, and America, and down Central and South America. So yeah, they migrated from one side of the earth to the other side of the earth. So it's not nobody original of the land that they live in. They came from somewhere, and so
They're
they
gonna be accepted back to go back that way. So they're gonna be accepted back.
they're strangers. Yeah, they don't know each other. We don't know what condition the world is going to be in at that time when they decide to go back. Because white folks got to go back to Europe, and most of them never been in Europe. And from what I hear, the people in Europe don't like these white folk here.
Right. They don't like these white people don't like white people. Like,
They fought wars against each other.
Elder Yaakov used to say a long time ago that these Russians got all against America because of what they did to those Indians.
I don't think so,
Yeah,
because I don't think you never hear about Putin mention the Indians over here.
I know it.
Right? So I don't think they have a relationship at all, as far as relatives or something you get upset about. Um, but that was Ella. That's the way he
Well,
looked at it. But
they are descendants of them Russians, though, right?
yeah, they descended that, but they don't acknowledge that
Oh
because they
no,
don't see it like we see it. And they don't even ask where did they come from. All you had was over here was the Incas and the Aztecs and there's one other group. The what?
Mayans.
Mayans.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Mayans. And so that's all we know about those group. But where did they come from? Now, we have to look at their history. In fact, you might want to Google it. They may have the information on that, where did they come from, where the Indians come from, and all those people. Um, but as far as the Indians go, they have no history of them coming from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been here as far as they're concerned.
That's right.
So we have to. I know my white folks, they want to find this stuff out, so I'm pretty sure they done dug it up and see where did these people come from. Yeah. So that's about it as far as the answer to your question about David. Yeah, he's gonna be raised back up, but we don't know where he's gonna be raised back up. It might be raised up in the wilderness with us. He probably just all of a sudden just show up.
Mm-hmm.
He might have came from somewhere, but we don't know where he came from. But you're gonna recognize who he is, and you got to ask yourself: once you realize that's him, how do you address him?
Wow.
Hmm?
Wow. You better be correct. That's all I can say about it.
God, what?
Bow.
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 Bow. Yeah, okay. When you bow down to him, well, yeah, that's you worship him. Just, and nods. But what do you say to him?
Shalom, Malek.
Huh?
Shalom, Malek.
What's up, Malek?
Shalom, Malek.
Salam Malek.
No, Shalom, Malek. Shalom, King.
Yeah.
Malek means King.
Uh,
Shalom, Malek.
would it be Shalom Dawid Malek?
Yeah, you said Shalom, Malek.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I mean, how do you address a king? We ain't never been in front of a king before. And all we got is this book to guide us. It shows you how much respect kings had back in the days. They were seen as an authoritative person that you must submit yourself to, be humble around. So you have to take that example and apply that to David. Once you know that's him, you take the example of, like for instance, David and King Saul. David was always humble to King Saul. I mean, he bowed down to him, and told him how much that he could have killed him, that didn't kill him, but he showed respect because he knew that was still a king. So we have to learn how to respect what you say to a king. Yeah.
David was real personal with him, right? He was close to the people.
Yeah.
He was real connected to the people.
Yeah.
So if he's resurrected, we would have to approach him a certain way, but I don't think nobody be in awe with him because when he was, at least when he was flesh and blood person, he was just real common.
Yeah, but they didn't treat him like that.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they sang songs of praise
Yeah,
to that brother, man. So whenever he showed up, they knew something been ready to happen.
But he fit what the king's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
In Deuteronomy 17,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't think he was high. He didn't know nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Solomon, how he was, how he taxed the people in Saul. He acted like he didn't have no sense at that time. But David, yeah, he was just, when you read about him, common.
Just a regular folk, but that's the way he was raised.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. No, his sons wasn't raised like him. Shlomo and the rest of the boys, they weren't raised like him. So they would sound like
they were regal type,
princely type, royal. So they had that attitude of being a prince, the dad of being the king. So none of them were raised like that. But that's the advantage even we have. We have been raised up in a royal house. Being able to humble ourselves and not think of ourselves more than we are. So we be like that. We the way we were raised up. And none of us were raised up to think that we were better than anyone else. You were in here. You were in here. You see. All right, so that's about all right. That's who it is, Continue verse 7. Read verse 3 again.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 3. Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nation that knew not thee shall run unto thee because of Yahweh thy Elohim, and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified.
Mm-hmm.
Seek you Yahweh while he may be found. Call you upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our Elohim, for he will abundantly pardon.
Mm-hmm.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It shall not return, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. But you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Instead of the thorns shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the briars shall come up the myrtle tree, and it shall be to Yahweh for a name, for an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off.
Look how he speaks in verse 12. It says, "For you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountain and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all other trees of the field shall clap their hands." It's symbolic, and you can't look at this literal. Trees don't have hands. So we're looking at this, the land's going to become fertile when you get back to it. So that would be the glory of the land. Land full of honey. So I like the way he puts this. As if these inanimate objects have a personality, and they rejoice because you're there. The mountains and the hills shall break forth for you into singing. How does the mountain and the hill sing? Right? That applies to people. People sing, right? And all the trees in the field shall clap their hands. You look at it, you have to look at it as having all these inanimate objects having human qualities. But we sing, they sing. We clap our hands, they clap their hands. We know literally it's looking at them, they can't do that. It's not meant for them to do that. Yeah.
So it's kind of like some of the people that might be in the land, they're gonna be happy when we see us coming through and probably want to assist us in taking it over. Kind of like, you know what I mean? Like some of the people that's in the land that's really like outcast to the government, but they still in the land. They're gonna be kind of like happy to see us, and you know what I mean?
You talking about after Mashiach shows up?
Well, I guess I'm thinking like after we come out the wilderness, maybe.
Coming up? No, it's going to be a lot of turmoil.
So this is after Mashiach shows up.
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of turmoil because the world's going to be in such a bad shape because most of the seas are made of blood. A lot of plant life die out, the fish die out. So that will be during that 3.5 years of Great Tribulation, 3.5 years of Trump's and the vows be pulled out. That's when all that's going to happen. So that's got to be cleaned up. And people are going to have to realize that there's a new sheriff in town that's going to bring a law and order to that land because I'm pretty sure the people are going to be desperate to survive, actually. There's not going to be nothing to eat, so you're going to have those that Mashiach priests, kings and priests go out to all the lands that are still left, go out there and bring order to the land. And like, for instance, when the Mashiach fed 5,000 for 3 loaves and 2 fishes, well, you may have those same abilities because, like I said, there's going to be a lot of death on the earth, but these people still got to eat. So you may have that type of ability to feed those people. Can you feed someone? You got a friend.
Then that was Elisha did too, right? Prophet Elisha when he fed like 100-something people.
Yeah. Well, we got to teach him who we are.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure that they only read about us. What's the matter? Not picking up?
Yeah, he picking up. Yeah, it's clear. His might be very clear.
It's very clear? Okay.
So Elder, so when land turned back into the Garden of Eden, that's gonna be after we take the kingdom, or during we take the kingdom, or like when we come out the wilderness and in the land of Israel. So when it turns back to the Garden of Eden, that's after we take the kingdom, or
There's gonna be a lot of bloodshed out there, so the land gotta be cleaned up.
I'm talking about as far as it turned to the Garden of Eden, that part.
Well, the Garden of Eden, yeah, that and when everything's cleaned up,
Okay, then it's
the
gonna
shed
change.
sitting on the throne,
Okay, I got you.
everybody in the right place, and so that'll be when the land turns to God.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. It's all 12 tribes be back home.
Okay.
Yeah, everything will be in place for the land to prosper because you'll be keeping the law.
Okay.
And you treat the land that the law tells you how to treat. So, like I said, it's unclean now, but when our father first went into Canaan land, it was unclean then, right? Because we couldn't eat the fruit of the land for 3 years, right? So I'm looking at the same thing here, with all the bloodshed, some dead people. Like I said in Ezekiel, they're going to be bearing bones of the people that have been buried. So all that's got to be cleaned up. And after Mashiach shows up, that's when the land becomes like the Garden of Eden. Look at what happens when he's in the temple. You got clean water coming out of that temple to heal the seas and the rivers. So his effect is going to change all that land over there in and of itself. So the Garden of Eden effect is guaranteed because of who's going to be there. You're going to have angels up in there. You're going to be back in there. So actually, the world's going to rejoice because you're back. Yahweh's going to take that reproach off of us and let the people see who we truly are. Because right now, all they see is black people acting fool on television. They don't take us serious. And we get caught up in the system, and the system has us arrested. So with that, once that's all out of the way, people will begin to realize who we truly are. We're the chosen people. That God is on our side. Please God, you got to please us. Salvation of the Jews. What you gonna do with that? Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, keep you judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. Neither let the son of the stranger that have joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh have utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree.
Look how much prestige you're going to have. Then everybody's going to be want to come around you. And they'll be upset if they can't come around you. They wonder why. How come I can't be around y'all? Remember what it says in Zechariah? That 10 men will pull the skirt over him that's a Jew, so we will go with you because you heard God is with you.
I was just going to ask you that question.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, I know. I was going to ask you the question. At that time, would that be said? And you literally just, yeah.
That's just where his spirit works.
Yeah, I literally was about to
It's
say,
amazing how the spirit works.
man, praise God. Because I was going to say, at that time, would that be when that kicks in when Zachariah said, you literally just, I'm through.
God was a man. That's what's right. Right now, no, I put opposite sides and repel people. We repel people, but according to reading this, when the kingdom said that we don't attract people.
Yeah.
Yes, that's something to think about it.
Yeah, again, he's gonna take that reproach off. But that we actually put on ourselves. So that which comes out of that wilderness, that those people that make it to the land, they're gonna be the best of the people. We're talking about saints. All that rigmarole we dealing with now, all these different doctrines, different names, yeah, that's not gonna be an issue when we come out that wilderness. And you're gonna know what tribe you come from, too. With Judah, Levi, Benjamin.
But you know, Elder, what's amazing though, when you said that is that, like, even now, when like when Deacon Exodus was doing his class yesterday and he was talking about like how Yahweh had to keep reminding us, I'm Yahweh, I'm Yahweh. And so like we in this truth, we always like, for me, um I even when I'm talking to people, I know it's like, yeah, let them talk, but I don't like I don't like them using the other names. I say no, Yahweh. It's Yahweh. So it's like when we out talking to people, even when we say we worship Yahweh, they kind of like perk up a little bit. They kind of feel like, okay, this is somebody who I want to be around or talk to because
Right.
they're calling someone, they're calling them a God we that we know is powerful. Like you may not call on him, but you know of him
Right.
and his effects.
Right.
And so that even so you can start to see it's not the reproach taken off of us, but you can see how they deal with us differently.
Yeah.
You know, on a very small level. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to ask yourself about that because Christians are so passionate about God, but they never call his name. Right? If you're that passionate, shouldn't you call his name? Shouldn't Yahweh be coming out your mouth? So why don't you let Yahweh come out your mouth?
Even when I was
You know that's his name.
even when I was in Christianity, I used to say you gotta use the name. I didn't know Yahweh at the time. I just knew the other name, the other J name, but they didn't even use that name. They didn't use the J name. Like, a lot of Christians that I knew back then, they didn't even know if the J name was his name. You know what I mean? As far as Christianity go, they just do God. Like, he has the name. You gotta use the name. It's power in the name. I was always on that. Even when I just do the J name, you know what I mean? So when I came to Yahweh, it was just, you use the name. You have to use the name. It's power in that name. It's,
Yeah,
and you just saying it's like, there's protection. There's protection, power, everything's in that name. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Well, like you were saying, and praise God for Deacon Exodus that when he was doing his class, he noticed that Yahweh was always letting people know who he is.
Right.
I am Yahweh. Right. Uh, yeah, okay. Can you hear me? All right. So you just using that one there then, huh? All right. Okay. Maybe that little cone on that is called keeping it from being, because you ain't got one on that one.
Nah, it's just
It's just more powerful.
we got a comment they wanted to hear what the other table was saying because they barely hear Brother Bless. He talks so gentle, a warrior, but he would talk all soft.
What you talking about?
Bless, they couldn't
Oh,
hear
Bless?
him. Yeah, they couldn't hear him and mother. So they can hear
Oh, you
y'all.
couldn't hear me?
Mm.
They can't hear her?
They couldn't.
They could?
So sometimes you talk, you have your hand like this.
Yeah.
Kind
So they can hear her now?
I didn't hear just now when she said something. She gonna still probably need to talk up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You still picking up L?
Still getting the elder. I God bless.
Y'all hear me? Okay.
All right. Well, praise God.
Mhm.
But yeah, we have to connect that with Zechariah, chapter 8, that verse we just read here.
Yes, sir.
But they're going to feel bad because they can't get close to his people. It says here, neither let the son of the stranger that have joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh hath utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. So again, that's the effect you're going to have on people on the earth, that they want you around. They may invite you out to dinner. Maybe they invite you out, hang around with them for a while. Like when the Mashiach showed up to get his baptism, in John chapter 1, you see that uh, John the Baptist, two of his disciples, Peter and Andrew, asked him, well, where are you living now? It's over here. Won't you have to kick it with us for a while? So because John the Baptist said, behold the Lamb of God that takes away the sin of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So with that, his disciples, John the Baptist disciples, wanted to hang around him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're looking at the same thing that people want to hang around you. You come around, say, where you going, man? Can I get you there? Can I do something for you? They're gonna look at you and say, yeah, I can trust this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, ain't nothing wrong with being around people like that, man. That's praise y'all that y'all was showing us, yeah, that's coming. And we haven't heard this, we heard anybody talk about this ever. But now we're looking at it a little bit more closer. It's talking about a people that didn't nobody want. All of a sudden they want to be around.
Hmm.
So again, that's gonna come from Yahweh, that reproach. I mean, people hated us from the very moment we came out of Egypt. Time we came out, the Amalekites came at us. And we had no peace ever since. So now you're gonna have peace in the world for the first time. And people are gonna want you to come around. Now, I must remind you though, when the kingdom is set up, you won't have the freedom of speech. You don't have the freedom of assembly. You won't have the freedom of the press. You won't have any bill of rights at all. Those things that you're used to, you got to give all those things up. You got to have a change of mind, change of heart. That now you have to be obedient. That sounds like a totalitarian government, doesn't it? But the same thing has to be for the kingdom. You have to be obedient. It sounds kind of humorless.
Mm-hmm.
There's no joy. They just got to be obedient all day, all night long. So we're looking at the other side of the coin. Yeah, we want the kingdom to come, but how are you going to behave in the kingdom?
But you know, Elder, That's a good point you made because, but see, Yahweh's laws are righteous laws.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you gonna say how? What will make you want to speak against something righteous?
Right. I know.
See what I mean? Like so it's so righteous. You're not gonna say like these governments now. Such a well, the people have a right to say something against them because their politicians and their people in government are corrupt.
Right.
So they're speaking out because they like, nah, this is not the way it should be ran.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But how you gonna speak out against Yahweh's law? It's righteous. So you're gonna be good with it. You're gonna be like, no, I'm good. I don't need to speak out against this.
Yeah,
You know.
no. But also, you're not going to have any comedians in the land either.
Next time here, El. Now, as far as speaking out, they gonna get a little snippet of that during that one world order, right? It ain't gonna be a whole lot of people like doing that, speaking out and saying this and saying that, right?
Yeah.
Because you got that one government, and you got that king, that false prophet. You're
Right.
just not gonna be running your mouth.
No. It's going to be almost like a communist country.
Hmm.
You can't say nothing unless the government know what you're saying. Yeah. They get to the level now, the way the system is being rearranged with the AI, that for instance, they changed the currency to was it Bitcoin?
Bitcoin. Yeah.
And whenever you spend your money, you have to spend it just on a certain thing that they will approve you to spend it on. If you say, for instance, in the system, you only have a certain amount of calories you're supposed to eat every day. But if you buy, and they got it registered, so if you buy something that exceeds your amount of calories, they won't let you buy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's in the works. That's the way this one world order is going to be set up.
Yeah.
That they're going to be watching all your purchases to see if you purchase more than you ought to, more than you need. And they will not approve the purchase.
We'll get rid of fat people then.
They will do what?
We'll get rid of fat people.
Well, yeah. It might work for them. They'll look at you and say, you just don't eat nothing all week, okay? Just stay out of the grocery store, stay away from restaurants.
Something rubbing off.
But
Did you have something, man?
Sean, I ain't never know you do nothing like that.
Based on what you just said, can you hear me good? Okay. I saw an advertisement on that subject, and the AI lady told the man, he said, "Well, your heart, he know the AI know his health rate. He said your calories so and so, your high blood pressure. We're not allowed you to do that because they know your health also."
Right. That's my point. With that new money system, you can't do anything without the government knowing what you're doing.
Right.
Right. So and the government controls what you buy, how you spend your money.
Hmm.
That's coming. So yeah, you better spend all the money while you can, while they can't trace it. Go ahead and buy everything you can with it, bro.
So that's what they kind of starting over there with that digital ID. What is it, D?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a form of digital ID. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of it.
They start
Yeah.
there.
So because that will give them a reason for that same thing, like you said, so we can start monitoring.
That would be part of the one world order. That you have one currency, one religion, one military, and one king.
So it also, with what you all saying, freedom of speech, they kind of clamping down on that in
They're
Europe.
doing that now here in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
And yeah, in Europe too, because
Yeah.
you can go to jail
Hmm.
if you put something out there on the internet that they disagree with. It's something very innocuous, something very innocent, but you can go to jail.
Yeah.
They locked a woman up over there in Great Britain for praying in front of an abortion clinic.
Yeah.
Wow.
You heard about that?
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah.
Praying in front of an abortion clinic. And she was just standing there. It wasn't like she was all spread out over the ground and everything. She was just standing there. And the police came and arrested her. That's in Great Britain. And now They got it so that you can't say anything against Islam in Great Britain. You can't complain about it unless you go to jail. What has happened to my white people?
So that shows you Islam and Catholicism, they tied up together.
I look at that way, yeah. Catholicism started Islam.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they're birds of the same feather. But yeah, we never thought we'd see that day that your freedom of speech is being curtailed.
Right.
That you can't, and this last administration, they and they Trump going at them. You see what they be doing, right? Where they influence the internet not to put any views up there but theirs.
Mm-hmm.
They got it about opposite of that. Don't put it up there. So yeah, we got a taste of it here in America, and it was just election tampering. That's all it was. To make sure that nobody heard the other side of the story. But now the other side of the story is in office now, and he believes in payback. Yeah, and they wonder why is he weaponizing the justice system against them? What did we do wrong? He's turning this country into a totalitarian regime.
That's what they say.
Yeah, but y'all started it. You think this man gonna let you get away with that? Yeah, sure. You didn't know the man you were dealing with. The man believes in payback. What's the matter?
You turn the mic.
My turn on my mic.
I'll turn it on.
No, just turn it towards the elder a little more. The other way.
The other elder.
Other way. Other way.
No. This elder here.
Yeah, bro.
There you go. No.
Leave one is it.
Yeah, that's it. Turn it. Keep turn it toward me. Not that way. The other way.
Thank you.
Oh, that way.
Thank you.
I thought you said towards you. That's away from you.
See, you want to know where the Three Stooges got their jokes from?
Is it not? It's towards Elder, right?
I said towards elder.
I was turning it to. See, let me sit down.
Just get
You see what I'm saying?
never get shit out.
See,
Hey, don't trust Sean, brother. Trying to make you feel good.
No, he went to heaven. He got credibility.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, Elder, they did Trump like that. You remember when he was him and Biden was talking in that debate? They shut Trump down. You remember that? They wouldn't let Donald Trump say nothing.
I know.
And Biden was sitting over there in the corner. He had a smirk on his face. He said, "Man, I got this." He said, "You're gonna lose this one."
Well, sue the hell out of all of them, man. ABC, CBS, they got to pay up. He's still suing people. I think that what's the name? Karen Levitt, the spokesperson for the administration. I forgot what they called it, the title. But she's suing the View with Whoopi Goldberg and all them women. She's suing the hell out of them people. And the court said, yeah, you can do that.
Suing them
So
old
we're
girls.
looking at $800,000. Yeah.
Dion getting them too.
Huh?
Dion getting them also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders for what?
They got him on the show and they started asking some stuff that he didn't agree with it.
About his health?
A lot of things.
Oh, okay.
So he's suing the View.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders suing the View.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Everybody's suing the View. I think Elon Musk suing them bad boys.
What he do with money?
No, just to shut them out, man.
Yeah,
What a bunch of capitalist hens up in
yeah,
that
principle,
right?
yeah.
They ain't talking about nothing, getting their own personal views and things they don't know nothing about. Like for instance, Joe Biden's wife is a doctor, right?
Right.
But not a medical doctor. Whoopi Goldberg thought she was a medical doctor.
Spell that?
Yeah. They had to check her. She's not a medical doctor. She got a doctorate in something. That's sure how ignorant those women are. That they first thing come out of their mouth, they say it. They don't think about what they're saying or not. And then got a whole bunch of folk following them.
Yeah.
But I think they starting to taper down now, man. They may take them out the air, man, just to save money. Because everybody started to sue the hell out of them women now. Yeah, it's about time. Because they give the other women uh, the nerve to speak up like they do. That's why they got what they call out there. They got Karens out there now. You heard of them? The Karens? You never heard of Karens?
You never heard of Karen's?
What?
Everywhere. What's a character? Everywhere.
You know what a Karen is?
No.
No.
Cover my life.
She a Karen. Now that they say them male Karens, right? Karens.
They all come down the street.
So you see how I spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a Karen is a woman that you have to. She's a witch without the W.
Oh, never wrong. Narcissistic, mad, yell, scream, snap. It's always your fault why they going crazy.
Liberal.
Then call the law on you for nothing because they got the power. You gonna submit yourself to them.
Yeah.
No, you're not a Karen.
Oh, I know that part.
Oh, now you are. See how quick that happened? It don't take nothing to set them off.
Man, it don't take nothing to set them off.
You know, you saw it with your own eyes. So there's no denying it. But read verse 3 again, Brother Cynthia.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 3. Neither let the son of the stranger that have joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh have utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, Behold, I am a dry tree. But thus saith Yahweh unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbaths, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant, even unto them will I give in mine house, and within my walls a place and a name better than of sons and of daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off.
Now, what does the law say about eunuchs?
You're not supposed to be in the congregation.
Right? According to Deuteronomy 23, verse 1. What?
She called it out.
She called out. He said 23 and 1. You said 23 and 1.
Oh, she know that one.
Yeah.
Look at that. You got it wrote down in your book, don't you?
No, it's small writing thing. I need to find my Bible. I put down because it looks like it's been used a lot, falling apart.
They'll fall apart.
My other Bible.
That little Bible?
No, the one I had before this one.
Oh. I'm kind of mystified about that little Bible. They need an electronic microscope to read. It says in verse 1 of Deuteronomy 23, it says, He that is wounded in stones or have his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. But now we have the opposite here, say they'll be welcome in Yahweh's house too. So at some point, there must have been a change because that is a law. You're not supposed to have a eunuch among the children of Israel. And now we got a prophecy, it's going to be all right. And then to add to that, the Mashiach himself said that some that were born eunuchs, some were made eunuchs, and some made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. So he's saying the same thing basically. But you got to wonder about these particular eunuchs. Will they have their privy member cut off? I know they did that with the slaves over there among them Arabs and Muslims. They cut them little boys. They tried to make them eunuchs. Ended up killing them, a whole bunch of them. A lot of them bled to death. But that's what the Muslims did. Because you can trust a eunuch, especially around women. You can trust your enemies. So I guess at some point Yahweh changed and said he's going to let the eunuch come up in there too. You know how, why? Because the law is written down, but now there's going to be a change in the law. Yeah. Yeah.
So is it a difference though from like what the Mashiach was saying? So will all three of them different scenarios be accepted, or just the one that was made did to themselves for the kingdom's sake?
Um, I think he's talking about celibacy.
Celibacy.
Yeah. Uh, because you got some celibate people out there, but that doesn't mean they don't have desires. So we're looking at that as being part of being a eunuch, that you don't have any desires that a normal person does have. Because a real eunuch ain't got nothing to have a desire for because he ain't got nothing to work with. So with eunuch, that's a person that's celibate, he's still going to be tempted, but he know a lot of temptation going to make him cross that line. Yeah. So you look at the Mashiach himself. They never said he was a eunuch, but you don't hear about him having a wife either. Hanging out with the sister, he hang out with the sinful women, them harlots. Yeah, he was teaching them. But as far as romance is concerned, you never saw that. You don't see none about romance with the Mashiach, neither with Paul. Uh, Peter had a mother-in-law, so Peter was married. We don't know whether he had children or not, but nevertheless, these men gave up all of that just to follow the Mashiach. So we're looking at the same situation in the kingdom, that what we have is someone that physically is a eunuch having a place in the kingdom. Yeah. Go ahead, Brother Steph.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 6. Also, the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahweh to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servants, every one that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it and taketh hold of my covenant, even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar, for mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. The Adonai Elohim, which gather up the outcasts of Israel, saith, Yet will I gather others to him beside those that are gathered unto him.
So it's in the outcasts of Israel. He's still addressing to those people that are not in the land. That'll be us. Now, with those people that are over in Europe that are part of the Children of Israel, or people in China that are part of the Children of Israel, anywhere else on earth, do they read this? Well, people that are scattered all over the world, I noticed that they didn't have any dealings with the Mashiach or with the Gospels and the epistles. There was that, for instance, the Samaritans are still over there now. Ain't that many? The Samaritans are still there, but they only read what they call the Pentateuch. And that's just the law. Uh, but they still are faithful to the law. But here, Yahweh's going to bring other people into his land too, and their sacrifice will be accepted on his altar. Um, but Mashiach said the same thing, though, didn't he? He said, Other sheep I have that are not a part of this fold. So he's talking about the Gentiles, right? Instead of them being converted to the Mashiach, they converted the Mashiach to them. They made him a Gentile and gave him a Gentile name. So that's up to them. We didn't tell them to change his name, but Yahweh preserved his book anyway, and then he showed us what his true name was. So they're going to call on a name that's the most powerful to them that bring in that money. We call on the name that's going to give us salvation to eternal life.
That's the most powerful.
Yeah, yeah, but who knows that? Yeah. Go ahead, Brother Seth.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 9. All you beasts of the field come to devour, yea, all you beasts in the forest. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
In verse 9, it says, all you beasts of the field come to devour, yea, all you beasts in the forest. What's he referring to? Yes.
Nations.
Yes. Those nations that gathered against the children of Israel. And why are they gathered against them? In verse 10, it says, his watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Well, that sounds like something that is written in Ezekiel. He said he gonna what they call him? He gonna make him sound the alarm. A watchman.
A watchman, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be a watchman over the children of Israel to let them know, yeah, y'all need to repent from what y'all doing. So this sounds like the same thing. They don't have any watchmen to let them know that what they're doing is wrong. He says his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Well, that's basic black Christians. So they don't warn people about the sin that they're committing because he's not pushing forth the doctrine of keeping that law.
Mm-hmm.
They rather get the Holy Ghost and dance all over the church without and women coming in any kind of way they want to. So there's nothing holy about a Christian church. So why are you going to something that's unholy? You don't have nothing else. Nobody told you about anything else. So when they tell you about things that are holy, it's kind of intimidating because you know what you hear what holiness is. That means you've been doing this thing wrong.
So Elder, that makes sense with this particular verse when you come into the truth, you lose your family and
Yeah,
friends
yeah,
because you're acting as a watchman to them,
right,
not being holier than thou. You concerned about their well-being.
right.
And so when you say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, or hey, you shouldn't be doing that, according to the book, now they don't want to deal with you. So this verse, I can see that tying into that. Okay, now we see why they don't want to. People don't want to deal with you no more once you come into the truth because you're
Yeah,
you're you're, you're acting like a watchman. You're doing that. You
yeah,
know, um, you're looking out for the well-being.
yeah. I know, but the Messiah warned us about that, didn't he? He said that a man's foes will be they of his own household.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not going to watch. They're going to like what we turn into, but it may be. Well, now I can't be for. You can pray for your family, your loved ones, that Yahweh will have mercy on them.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But every man got to be judged by his own sin.
Right.
So it's not like what you're doing is actually making intercession on their behalf because they just don't know. And they've been brought up to believe that it's not going to be under judgment, that they're going off to heaven, that they don't have any more law to keep. And but that's the adversary of the devil that's taught them that. The people that worship an adversary of the devil taught our people not to keep the law. But that would have never happened if Yahweh didn't allow it to happen. You got to look at it. Yahweh got all this thing in his own hand. He knows who's going to die, who's going to be resurrected already. So we do what we think is right. You know, we pray for our family because they just don't know. And nothing you can do. Well, but you got to ask yourself, did the sheriff pray for his family?
Don't say.
He wouldn't even come out to see his family when they asked for it. They said, they told us your mother and your brother's out there. What did he say? Who are my mother? Who are my brother? Those that do the will of the Father. These are my mother, my brothers, my sisters. Right, so, and what did he call his mother?
Woman.
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 The firstborn son called his mother woman. What you want with me? My time ain't yet. Now, as a mother woman, if your firstborn son said, call you woman, what would you do?
Karen.
It's unspeakable, right?
Hey, Bless said Karen.
Zach ain't saying nothing because he got his daddy sitting right there with him. Zach ain't saying nothing.
You know, she ain't gonna say.
No, they know better.
Huh?
They know better.
I mean, there Joseph raised up Yeshua, did it from a baby, right? Yeah, he's just in his 30s, and he called you woman. She just laughed. No, she not. She kill it. That'll be the last word come out of his mouth. I feel she's a bright light in the darkness. I know you sisters. I know how being mothers, y'all ain't taking nothing off them little children. Even though you raised them up, and all of a sudden he called you woman. Yeah, they may not find his body.
Like I was gonna say, Elder, they know better.
Yeah. You finish that up, Steve?
I'm going to start at verse 10 again.
Okay.
Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. Come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant.
Sounds just like black Christian to me. Yeah. They greedy. ED. In chapter 57, it's not really prophetic. And chapter 58 is not either. But what I would like to do in chapter 58 is read verse 13 and 14, Brother Stephen. That's a little bit more relevant because I get questions like about this all the time. And I recommend reading chapter 58, verse 13 and 14. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of Yahweh hath spoken it.
People have asked me, is it all right to jog on the Sabbath? Go to the park on the Sabbath day? Well, I'll take them here. Then you read that, then you let the Spirit guide you as to what you should be doing because it's a day of rest. So what are you doing jogging? Or even exercising? But I get those types of questions. People don't know. They don't know what's legal, what's not legal. So I show them this. Yeah. Brother Stephen, let's go to uh, I don't want to read all of chapter 59 because all it's doing is talking about how wicked our fathers were. So what I want you to do, Brother Stephen, in chapter 59, pick up something that's a little bit more relevant in verse 18 to verse 21.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 18. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay, fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense.
Remember I said about that yesterday? That the children of Israel had names for all the land that they were around, people that were around them, around the Mediterranean,
59.
but they were not a seafaring people. So they didn't have any names for America. Any other country outside of the Mediterranean, outside of Spain. So they call them isles, but it's actually talking about countries. Okay, so that just the way they translated it, but you dig a little bit deeper, you see that they weren't islands; they were just people's lands. Right? Go ahead, Brother Stephen. So look what it said though. According to their deeds, accordingly, he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands, he will repay, recompense. So no matter where you are on earth, y'all gonna get you if you've done something against him, or against his people. Y'all gonna get you no matter if you're in the land or not in the land. That's why I said in the island. To his enemies and to the islands, he will repay recompense. That's for white people too, because of what they did to Yahweh's people. Yeah, they got to answer for that. Yeah. What, man?
Nothing.
All right. Go ahead, Brother Steph.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith Yahweh, from henceforth and forever.
So we know in that particular verse there, verse 21, it says, as for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith Yahweh, from henceforth and even forever. So we know that talking about the new covenant. But in verse 20, it says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression and Jacob, saith Yahweh. Paul quotes the same thing in Romans chapter 11. And so that it's all Israel shall be saved. Go ahead, Brother Stephen. Now, I find that interesting because in the Bible, it tells you who's going to be saved. Mm-hmm. But Christians say, once saved, always saved. I'm saved. I don't see that in the Bible wrote down. How you know you're saved? What makes you? Who told you you were saved? You told yourself. I'm saved. So no matter what I do or say, I'm still saved.
I thought that at one time.
Huh?
I thought that at one time.
Oh, you did?
I was a Christian.
Yeah.
You just beat into your head. Just think that. Yeah, that one threw me off because they do say that. So why, when they go to another church, they get another baptism?
That's a good question because I used to do the same thing all the time. Yeah. I go from church to church and get baptized.
I never thought about that, Shane.
Yeah.
When he said that, I thought,
Where'd you get that from?
Huh?
Kevin, I know where he's going.
Hey, I asked him, I said, that's a good point. See, where'd you get that from? I just wanted to know.
I thought it was a simple question too, but now that you spoke about it, yeah, that was a setup right there, bro.
Sean, when you went to helping, it was quiet, wasn't it?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, no black women up there, so it was quiet, wasn't it?
I ain't going there.
See, you know, he ain't gonna let us know.
Oh yeah, he got to go home though.
You got to go back and see. Yeah, he ain't gonna let us know, sir.
See, you go to hell, see.
Yeah.
Everybody go to the grave. You're right. He can throw me in a hole in the ground.
Well, go ahead. Pick us up at chapter 60.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee. For, behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Mhm.
Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee, the wealth of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
Now, this verse 5 speaks to us in particular, because it says, then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear. Because we've never been treated nicely. We've always been treated like somebody, a motherless child. People hate us. We don't even know why you hate us. They want to say it's called your skin color. You're not white. Well, I don't see you treating the Indians like that. I don't see you treating anybody outside. I don't see you treating the Africans like that. You've always treated us like that. So when you all of a sudden change on it, do a 180, that's gonna scare us. So that's what it said your heart shall fear. Because we never had anybody want to come around us. But so who else is like that? It can't be talking about white people. Because white people love that attention. Right? They feel like you're supposed to pay attention to them. But we used to live in undercover. And that we don't want people knowing where we at. And so all of a sudden, all these people coming around us that used to hate us, we gonna find something up with this. This don't look right. They up to something. They'll probably do it like they did the people in the Tuskegee. No, don't tell them that. Just tell them a lie. Just do some experiments on them. But again, that can only happen to one people. The people that have been oppressed and hated all that time. That's what's going to happen to them. So we're going to be we're not going to be the tail anymore. We're going to be the head. We don't know what that means. We don't know what it means. People that we can tell what to do. They have to say yes sir and no sir and yes ma'am and no ma'am to us. People that we have to say that to. Now they're saying that to us. We ain't gonna ask. As a matter of fact, we're gonna hang around each other some more. So be sure we around the right people. Because you know how it feels to be hated. You know, we kind of like being hated together. And everybody looking at us want to be around them, but be scared of them. We'll move off. They follow us. So.
But you know what, Elder, you're right, and it's a reason for that. Everybody, he'll treat us the kind of people we are. We don't hate nobody, no more than these young people now, because we didn't teach them that. They just attacking everything. But them treating us like they did and what they're doing now keeps us away from them people.
Yeah.
Keep us separated so we
Right.
keep our seed pure.
Right.
See, our people don't understand Yahweh's doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now we see.
Yeah.
They wrote down thousands of years ago that's what you got to go through. I don't hear any Christians quote this, or anybody else, even Edomites, so they don't quote this. But it speaks to us. We can see us in this. This is how we will react to all of a sudden the whole world did a 180. All of a sudden people want to be our friends. So want to invite us over to their house. Why? Why you want us to come over there? What you got planned?
I tell you, Elder, one morning years ago, I was going to work. So I decided to stop at the Waffle House, right? Get me something before I go to work. And these Gentiles was out there. So, brother, and they scared the devil out of me. I wasn't used to that. The guy act like he's gonna come over there and hug me. I don't know what he had been drinking or what, but that's a
Yeah.
small example.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was, kissing up to me and everything. Hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
I got myself and got off that parking lot, brother.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
wasn't right.
That's a scary thing, man. White people say, "Hey, soul brothers," right? And either they've been drinking,
Yeah,
they on drugs or something.
you're right.
Everybody they friend with, they've been drinking, bro. They don't have any enemies.
Yeah, you're right. Around Christmas and Thanksgiving, everybody they praying.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Having an office party. Yeah. They're your friend then, bro.
That's what got Elder Yaakov fired. He had a real good job. What the Pitney's and Bowles, some kind of advertising firm. And they said, want to see you at the party. He refused to go. He just wouldn't do it. I think that went on about 2 or 3 years. They had a white girl and let him train her, and they got rid of him.
And that's what they do.
They trained somebody to replace
doing
you.
my job. Yeah. So yeah, that's where it is with y'all. People see things like that. You know that's unfair, but you do it anyway, looking out for your own people. So we're gonna be looking out for our own people, and then we're gonna have the nation looking out for us too. Yeah. So you got to wonder, will there be any poor in our country?
Yes.
Yeah, but why? With all this, look what it says in verse 5. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because of the abundance of the sea shall become converted unto thee. The wealth of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So how can you be poor?
Well, I think you gave me an example.
Yeah, mismanaging your money.
Right. But then he said, remember the poor, for the poor you have always.
Yeah, that's
Me,
right.
you don't have
So you
always.
can make yourself poor
Right.
by not knowing how to handle your money. I mean, you can have $1 million and you can blow it in a week
That's right.
because somebody talk you out of it. You just spend it foolishly. And so next thing you know, you are on the street, poor. Yeah. Go ahead, Steph.
And you know, that's something, people play the lottery, they're the most brokest people around. A lot
Yeah,
of them, they start spending that money, and if they get it in increments, when they get it in that year, they have to cover their debts.
yeah,
They don't even have any money left over to spend.
yeah. And then the friends and family start hitting on them. Say, I need this and I need that. Then you got to move out the neighborhood. You got to disappear. You can't be seen no more if you want to keep your money.
Live.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because they'll be breaking in your house. So best thing for you to do is move out there in the white folk neighborhood. All right. I'm sorry. I mean, it's true. Because you know your folk will be busting up in your house and going through your house, see what you got. That's your folk.
But you saw that the brother name was Abraham out of Florida. He hit the lottery and married a he married a Gentile. She ended up killing him and burying him in the backyard.
I heard about that. That's been a few years ago, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, I heard about that, man. So she ended up killing him.
Yeah, they had that thing. I know he got going. Well, E-Man come from Fitzgerald, Georgia. You remember that brother won that $450,000?
No, but what about it?
He was flashing that money, and he got killed. And his girlfriend did it, but they never could prove it. I mean, he was on television just showing money,
Uh-huh.
and this thing know somebody killed him. And they know who done it, but they can't prove it.
That's smart girl. Whatever happened to the money?
Nobody knows.
This
He was throwing money around, right? I don't know
uh-huh.
how much he had left when, because $450,000 you can get rid of it real quick.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, somebody killed him, and the law suspect that girl. She did it. Well, you kind of wonder DNA and everything. You kind of wonder why they don't something going on, but they never did charge anybody. It's a cold case right now.
He was shot.
Yeah.
Well, they'll find him. Because these white folk got that technology, man. They find you, even if you're dead for 20 years. They say, yeah, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 6. The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of Yahweh.
So we're looking at the Arabs going to be there, right? And so in verse 7, go read verse 7, verse Stephanie.
All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory.
Now this would be Ishmael. Now, where are the Ishmaelites now? Are they still in Libya? Because you look at
Mm-hmm.
like we mentioned before, how they treated Muammar Gaddafi.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be around it, but he would be representative of Ishmaelites
Mm-hmm.
and the Arabs being a Median. So you got the Arabs. You're looking at the Mediterranean area, Mediterranean Sea. Those people in that area of the earth. So that those people that are close up will be uh, Arabs and the Ishmaelites.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we must be reminded they won't be practicing their religion
Mm-hmm.
in the kingdom, but they'll be bringing offerings up to Yahweh's altar, incense, and all those things. But go ahead, brother Scott.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahweh thy Elohim, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto you the wealth of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
So that is our future.
Mm-hmm.
That they're going to be bringing their king over here to meet us because they know who we are now.
Mm-hmm.
These are God's chosen people here. So we're not as good as they are. I mean, we're just regular folk. We don't look at ourselves no different. But they recognize us as being a higher people because we're the only one that God knows, that Yahweh knows, and He He gives us favor. If they want favor from our God, then they got to go through us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So verse 12, that's still after the return of the Messiah. Will that start before the return of the Messiah?
What verse 4?
Verse 12.
Verse 12.
That's before or after the return of the Mashiach.
Oh, that'd be when Mashiach sets up his kingdom. Because remember, it says he's the King of Kings, and so they're going to be bringing their kings to meet our king. What?
Look,
They got smirks on their faces, man. You see it? And then they cut their eyes at me.
It's nothing else.
I might have to have you sit down closer to me, my sister, because I'm used to your smirks. But go ahead, man. Again, it says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Those people that look at us and say, I ain't serving them people. They're the worst people in the world. Well, you're going to die. So what you want to do? You want to die and be raised up in the second resurrection? Because this will be doing that 1,000 years. And so you hate us that much that you're going to let Yahweh kill you. So you'll be thrown into the lake of fire forever. Now, you have to give them that choice. Say, I know you don't like me, but look at the choice you got. Which is better? Submit yourself to me or going into the lake of fire? They probably have to think about that. Because they remember when y'all used to walk around with your pants sagging, eyelashes out the head, BBLs. They remember that stuff, but they ain't gonna be part of us that at that time. So they're gonna have to make that choice. Do I want to serve these people that I hated all my life, or do I want to go to hell, burning like a fire forever? So I'm gonna say, let me burn forever. I'm sorry. I just cannot see myself bowing down to you people.
Well, Ronald Reagan said, "You people."
Huh?
Ronald Reagan, you remember
So
said,
you people.
Jake got
We
pissed off
are
with
that
it.
you people.
Jake got mad with it.
Don't get upset about that. We are that you people. We are that you people. They are you people.
You're right.
Right? Everybody's a you people.
That's right.
Right? So black people get upset about nothing. Because you are that you people.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you act like you're that you people? That means they look at you as one people. But we don't keep Yahweh's commandments. You have no wisdom, no understanding in the earth. Simple as that. That's what you see the connection. Moshe told them in Deuteronomy 4, right? This is your wisdom and understanding among all the nations. So we ain't got no wisdom or understanding because you never kept Yahweh's law. Simple as that. Now you sound crazy all the time. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 13. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious.
Now, how does Yahweh have feet? Did you notice he said, my feet?
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh doesn't have feet. I mean, they give human uh, qualities, like he's a man of war. Yahweh's a man of war, and his arm and his hands and all those things. So they're putting their similarities to Yahweh, but they've never seen him. But we're in his image. But how you know? Because you look like an angel. So the angel look like you. So Yahweh created those angels. But what does he look like? Who are the angels in the image of? In the image of Yahweh. But who are the angels in the image of? And they're all men too. Doesn't say nothing about that. But we know they look like men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's all we got. So if they look like men and we look like them, so we must be in the image of them, and they are the image of Yahweh. And in fact, they are in the image of Yahweh in that they have eternal life.
Okay.
Right? That's what man was supposed to have. But he blew that. But he needed the tree of life to live forever. The angels don't need the tree of life. They're just angels. They never die. In order for them to be tormented, though, they got to change into flesh and bone people so they can feel pain. So you can't fight. How you gonna have war in heaven and don't nobody die? That's not that's not a war.
Going on and on.
He's fighting all day long. Ain't nobody died or nothing. So what's the point? Let's just make a peace treaty. So we waste our time trying to kill each other. We can't kill each other. You can't hurt each other, man. Don't nobody bleed. Ain't no injuries.
You right, Elder, because that it said the war in heaven and Satan fought and his angels.
Yeah.
Michael, his angel. Couldn't do nothing, so just kicked him out.
Yeah, kicked him out. That's all.
Couldn't hurt him.
Yeah. But apparently Satan and his angels causing problems up in heaven too. So I don't know what kind of problem they having, but Satan got his crew and Michael got his crew. They got in a fight like two gangsters, two gangs, and one of them lost. It's about territory, isn't it? So he gained down hell, Earth got it honest, didn't he?
Tupac Shakur and Big Tupac and Big and Small, huh?
Yeah. So no, they weren't in gangs. They were just hip hop people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think did Big and Small come from a gang or something?
They say it was a gang Turk that caused one of them to lose their life.
Who?
No, Biggie was he was just an East Coast guy. West Coast is more of the gangs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got he got a lot of gangs over on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, but so in verse 13 it says the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. So we know he's talking about the Mashiach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call you and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
That's why we went through this, because Yahweh made us go through this. But he said, I'm going to take that away from you. He said, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. He's going to do it. It's not our behavior. It's Yahweh himself. Do you understand how much power and influence he has on all life? They can cause people to love you or cause people to hate you. He can do that. So that begs the question, do we have self-will?
Yeah.
No, we don't. But some people think we do. Some people think they do have self-will. No, you do not. You must acknowledge who's doing all of this, right? And why is it being done? Now, that's the question. That's why. Because it's his will. So you can't, for instance, as a child cannot question a parent for beating his ass because, I mean, he ain't did that. I say, why you beat my ass? They ain't gonna say that. They're just trying to stay out of the way. Because my parents lost their mind. So that means respect. Because you want to respect them. And so you got to be careful all the time and study your parents. You know, what set him off? What did I do? I don't see what I did wrong. But you knocked the hell out of me this time. Well, that's the same fear you got to have with Yahweh. Because Yahweh can do the same thing to you. The beginning of knowledge is the fear of Yahweh. Fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, right? So that's when you learn about that person that you're afraid of. Now you got knowledge. Because you may see those same characteristics in someone else. So you know how to handle those people, right? So it's for a purpose that we fear Yahweh because we don't know what's on Yahweh's mind. He might love us today and hate us tomorrow. Or make us answer for a sin we did a long time ago. And all of a sudden all these bad things happen to us. Say, what did I do wrong? Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breasts of kings, and thou shalt know that I, Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Yaakov.
Now there has to be a monetary system set up in the kingdom of heaven, just like you got one now. When you get all that gold and silver, all the wealth of the Gentiles coming on to you, they just can't give it all to everybody. There has to be a system set up to allocate the funds and what they're going to be doing with the funds, whatever they do with it. It's to magnify the kingdom, but nevertheless, you just can't be walking around throwing gold and silver everywhere. You got what's that brother name that had all the gold in the world?
I know you talking.
Man,
Mansu.
Yeah.
Mansu Masa. Man.
That's close. I can't pronounce the name.
Mansu Masa.
yeah,
Mansu Masa. Is it Mansu?
Musa Mansu or
Musa
Mansu
Mansu. I think you.
Musa Mansu.
That sound right.
Yeah, Musa Mansu had all the gold in the world. Well,
Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa.
Okay. Well, when you got all that gold, that drives the value of gold down.
Yeah.
That's why it's so valuable because it's so rare. Same thing with silver. That determines what the value of the metal is, the rarity of it. Look at the diamond. You can't find a diamond just laying around. That diamond got to go through some type of chemical change to turn itself into a diamond. That's tons of pressure to crush that coal into a diamond. So that's why it's so expensive because it's so rare. The more rare it is, the more expensive it is. Right. So with this, again, there has to be a system so you don't destroy the economy with all the gold and silver that you get. Right. It's still silver and gold still got to be rare. So with our gold, the silver, um, if we get all the gold and silver, that means that the rest of the nations, it will still be rare to them. And so the gold will maintain its value because they can't get it like we got it. We got it all. And if we want to, we can set it whatever price we want to sell it at. Yeah, we set the standard. You're going to be the head. They're going to be the tail. So, we're going to set up our own economic system. And it's not going to resemble the system that we got now because the system set up now is set up for to enrich the rich
Mm-hmm.
and just throw crumbs to the poor. I don't think that system going to be set up like that when the kingdom is set up. It's going to be equitable to all people. People are going to rejoice, sitting on their own vine, sitting on their own fig tree. So yeah, I believe that's the way that thing's going to happen. You got to have some type of system to allocate the money. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 17. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But Yahweh shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy Elohim thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For Yahweh shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended.
Now that will be on the new earth, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So he's combining the visions of that new earth and the 1,000-year reign of the Mashiach in these verses here. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Verse 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in his time.
I'm going to stop right there and open the floor up for questions before we dismiss. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, I got a question. Yesterday we was talking in class about that, as a nation of people, we can't be destroyed. They can't do nothing with us.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So in Psalms 118, is that I know parts of it is prophecy because it's talking about the Mashiach, but do you feel that Psalm is more prophetic for our time, or we taking back the kingdom, or is it just like a faith thing?
What Psalm is that?
Psalms 118.
118?
Yes.
Now, we talking about the whole psalm or just some
Well,
certain
the
verses?
whole psalm, but you know, parts of it is prophecy about the Messiah, but is the whole psalm more prophetic for our time, or is it just more of a faith? You just have faith that we be able to do these things when those times come, I guess.
Uh-huh. Brother Stephen, let's see this. Pick it up at verse 1.
Psalm,
118, verse 1.
oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. Let Israel now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let the house of Aaron now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let them now that fear Yahweh say that his mercy endureth forever. I called upon Yahweh in distress. Yahweh answered me and set me in a large place. Yahweh is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? Yahweh taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes. All nations compass me about, but in the name of Yahweh will I destroy them. They compass me about, yea, they compass me about, but in the name of Yahweh I will destroy them. They compass me about like bees. They are quenched as the fire of thorns. For in the name of Yahweh I will destroy them. Thou hast thrust sore at me that I might fall, but Yahweh helped me. Yahweh is my strength and song, and is become my salvation. The voice of rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacles of the righteous. The right hand of Yahweh doeth valiantly. The right hand of Yahweh is exalted. The right hand of Yahweh doeth valiantly. I shall not die, but live and declare the works of Yahweh. Yahweh hath chastened me sore, but he hath not given me over unto death. Open to me the gates of righteousness. I will go into them, and I will praise Yahweh. This gate of Yahweh into which the righteous shall enter. I will praise thee, for thou hast heard me, and art become my salvation. The stone which the builders refused is become the headstone of the corner. This is Yahweh's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day which Yahweh hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Save now, I beseech thee, O Yahweh. O Yahweh, I beseech thee, send now prosperity. Blessed be he that cometh in the name of Yahweh. We have blessed you out of the house of Yahweh. Elohim is Yahweh, which hath showed us light. Bind the sacrifice with cords, even unto the horns of the altar. Thou art my Elohim, and I will praise thee. Thou art my Elohim, I will exalt thee. Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever.
You equating that with
I'm praying is it more of like a faith thing for us in these times of what's coming as far as going in and coming out the wilderness, or it's kind of like prophetic too? Because I know it got the Messiah right there as far as verse 22 and verse 23, because that's what they said in Acts. But is that more of like a prophecy thing, or just faith? Like when we going in and out the wilderness and the kingdom being set up, that's more like a prophecy thing that we can't be beat or destroyed by nobody, or is it just more like a faith thing? We just have faith there because Yahweh is with us.
um I don't think this is connected to the kingdom.
Okay.
All right, this must actually sound like David speaking. It doesn't say who it is, but whoever this is speaking has enemies, but it calls upon Yahweh to help him deal with them enemies.
Right.
Now, yes, someone does point to the Mashiach and what he was saying, because the Mashiach did quote some of this. But as far as the kingdom of heaven is concerned, I don't think that has anything to do with that. None of this in this verse, these verses.
Not us fighting or nothing, so it's more like a faith. So you feel it's more like a faith thing then, because not like us fighting.
No,
Okay.
well, you can say if we put more in the word faith than fighting. Uh, but again, it sounds like David speaking. Let me see here. Yeah, it sounds like him speaking, but nevertheless, it talks about how great Yahweh is and how he uh, makes him rule over his oppressors and all those things that most of these psalms talk about. But I don't think that it's connected to the kingdom of heaven.
Okay.
Okay, that's my opinion. Right. So if you think it's something different, then we can talk.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any more questions? All right, and let's see here. So error. Looks like I lost a little arrow.
Oh,
Hmm?
you have to. I got you. Well,
Oh, there it is. All right. Let's look at this here. I have on YouTube David Reed. Okay. Shalom, brother David Reed. Shalom, brother Eliyahu. Shalom, humble rollers. Shalom, brother Alahayim, sister Malaka. Shalom, brother Alahayim, ben Yasharada. Shalom, brother Gregor Rucker. Shalom, sister Kimberly Israel. Shalom, brother Mick Anderson. Shalom, Elder Mick. Shalom, glad to see you doing all right, man. You're checking in. Shalom, Cujo Goody. Shalom, Seeking Ben Israel. Praise Yah. Shalom, brother Thomas Miller. Shalom, sister Susie Garman. Shalom, brother Abraham Ben Israel. Shalom, Esther Yasharala. Shalom, sister Naraya. Shalom, brother Malachi. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Shalom, Headsfire. He says, wouldn't the 444,000 be able to pop in and out if they're going to follow the Messiah wherever he goes? Yeah, yeah. But we were talking about the people that's going to be on that new earth that are not going to be part of the 144,000. They're not part of the 144,000 in the kingdom of heaven. Now, and the resurrected people, would they be able to pop in and pop out? Because if the 144,000 will be what Elder Mashiach is, they'll probably be able to pop in and pop out too. But the rest of the resurrected people, we don't know what kind of thing they could be able to do. Yeah. Shalom, who wants to know? I have a question. Is it possible for you to give the brothers and sisters in the class a microphone when they ask questions? I would like to hear them. Is that why y'all brought that out? Okay. Good suggestion. Who wants to know? We picked up on it. It sounds like it's doing better. Shalom, brother Kevin Bird. Shalom, brother Julius Brown. Who wants to know? Will we have to bury the dead bodies and clean up the earth? Does the Bible say that it's going to take 7 years to bury the dead? Well, it says so. Let's see what Ezekiel says. In Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 39, it says, now this is after the battle of Armageddon. I'm not going to read that whole chapter, but in verse 9 in Ezekiel 39, it says, and they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth and set on fire and burn the weapons, both shields and bucklers, both the bows and arrows and the handstaves and spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forest, but they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil those that spoil them, and rob those that rob them, saith the Adonai Elohim. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves of Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there they shall bury Gog and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamon God. It's gonna be funky. All them dead bodies, it's gonna stink up the whole place. And 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying of them, that they may cleanse the land. Yea, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Adonai Elohim. And they shall sever out men of continual employment passing through the land to bury with the passenger those that remain upon the face of the earth to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. And the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the bearers have buried it in the valley of Hamon-God. And also the name of the city shall be Hamona. Thus shall they cleanse the land. And thou, son of man, thus saith the Adonai Elohim, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come, gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that you may eat flesh and drink blood. And you shall eat the flesh of the mighty, and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, all of them things, fattenings of Bashan. And you shall eat till you be full, and drink blood till you be drunken of my sacrifice which I sacrifice for you. Thus you shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, with all men of war, saith Yah, Adonai Elohim. Now this is what the book said that's going to happen to all those dead bodies. They're going to be burying them, but it's going to be so many dead bodies they won't be able to bury them all. So they're going to leave it up to the rest of the animals, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, to eat the rest of them. And that's what buzzards do. They eat carrion. Eagles eat carrion. And so, yeah, they're going to have plenty of food to eat. Shalom. But that's not saying what's going to happen to the people that die in other lands, though. They got to bury their own dead. Shalom, Lonely Red Wolf. Shalom, Roosevelt Petrie. Shalom, Isha 777. Shalom, Elder Hiram. Shalom, Shalom, Brother Yaakov, Ben Israel. Shalom, Monique Glover. Shalom, Mother Marsha. Shalom, Sister Monique Glover. Who was it? Sounds like North Korea. Well, what were we talking about for him to say that? I don't remember the conversation.
Talking about, we talking about situation with the people could buy.
The who?
You could buy, control the money. There's a Bitcoin.
Oh,
With this person they did.
Is that what North Korea does?
Mm.
I know China has that system where they can track where you're going, what you're spending your money on. They can track you when you're crossing the street. So yeah, they know they got you in the computer.
Yeah, it's called social.
I don't know about North Korea though. So what now?
It's called social credit.
Oh yeah, social credit.
Social credit.
Yeah. I don't want to be in a society like that. Y'all enjoy your freedom while you can, okay? Because this thing is getting ready to go down, bro. You ain't gonna get no more freedom nowhere, no time soon. Uh, they just had a great protest all over America against Trump. And can they get rid of Trump? No, they can't get rid of him because Yahweh put him in office. He's Yahweh's servant, right? Now he doesn't know that, but all the kings of Yahweh's servant. Yahweh put him in office. How dare you speak against who Yahweh put in office? But then Satan is the prince of this world, and these people out there marching against him, they got an agenda. Because what it is, they're desperate because now they ain't in power no more. Now they can't force people to do what they want them to do. See, Trump trying to get rid of all that. That's why we're going after what's that terrorist group? Antifa. Antifa. So he's trying to find out where y'all getting your money from. And all them people fighting ICE, where you getting that money from? Because y'all got them signboards out there that's professionally done. So they ain't like you went home and used crayon to write that out. That was professionally done. Then you got the riots where they had face shields. It cost $30 a piece, and they're handing them out to all the people, all the rioters. So where you getting this money from? So they're trying to figure that out. Yeah.
I like what the guy said about Trump. He said, President Trump is trying to bring that needle from the left all the way back to the center. Go hit that thing on the head.
Yeah. He's just trying to normalize
That's what
rationality, man.
I'm gonna see. He trying to bring it back to
Bring
America.
normalcy, man. Get this thing off the chain. Look at all these stupid people that are protesting against them called no king.
No dictator.
A king has absolute authority.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to go to Congress. He doesn't have to go to the Supreme Court. He doesn't have to go to anybody because everything goes according to the king. So how can these idiots say he's a king?
Good point.
Because they're making it sound like he's king because he's making moves. He ain't no Biden, and he don't tell them what they're gonna do first. That's what they're upset about because he surprised them. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So these people, I think they call it Marxism. Yeah. So it's almost like anarchy. So no matter what he does, they got something against him. But he seemed to not care.
Trump like that drunk. He don't care.
Let's see here. Shalom Madakia. Shalom Malik Glover. That's why Yah said that a quiet woman is of great price. Well, I agree with that. I better say the right thing, bro.
Look at her too.
Just looking at me, I can feel it, man. You ain't got to look over it. I can feel it. Shalom, brother Hodiah, Ben Israel. Shalom, brother Adawan, Ben Yasharala. Shalom, Tamika Woodears. Shalom, Lonely Red Wolf. Who wants to know? I tried telling my wife and mom and sister about the truth of who we are in the Bible. They don't want to listen. Should I keep at it, or let it be? Let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it be, because you're going to be pushing at them, pushing at them until they blaspheme. You don't want that, because that'd be blood on your hands. So just back off of it. Huh? Yeah. So. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So, well, you have to expect that, because all this while people been going one direction, and all of a sudden you change the direction. You're going upstream instead of going downstream, and you causing problems. We supposed to believe in the same God, supposed to celebrate Santa Claus, all those things, and now you don't want to do it no more. How dare you say we the chosen people? God loves everybody.
Black women know more about religion and Christ than anybody.
Yeah, don't nobody know the JC but black women.
You can be talking to a brother about the truth, and she'll come out of nowhere. You ain't seen her nowhere out on the parking lot. She'll come out of nowhere just put it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love my JC.
Yeah, well, get the hell on there. Let me call Simeon. Get him out.
Get your hand off that shit.
Yeah, welcome to our world. Who wants to know? My sister is a so-called preacher. Mom is 89 years old and tries to get me to celebrate birthdays and family reunions and holidays. Every time she do this, I refuse. Again, welcome to our world. Shalom, Abisha Judah. Who wants to know, where does it say that 2/3 of Israel shall die? But I don't understand about all Israel should be saved. Well, that's a good question. But let's look at where it says 2/3 going to die. Let's look at Zechariah chapter 13. Verse 8 and 9. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part up through the fire, and we'll refine them as silver is refined, and we'll try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my Elohim. Now, where is this going to occur? Well, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 20. Because that 2/3 cannot die in our land. So they're going to be dying somewhere else. Well, let me see. The wilderness, that's right outside our land, but yeah. In Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33, it says, As I live, said the Adonai Elohim, surely with a mighty hand, with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered, with a mighty hand, with stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So will I plead with you, said the Adonai Elohim. If you remember how he pleaded with our fathers, yeah, we're looking at thousands and thousands of people died out there in that wilderness. That's what Yahweh calls pleading. Said, why are you making me do this to you? In verse 37, I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So again, that is the answer to your question. But that's going to be a judgment, no doubt. So when it says all Israel shall be saved, what it's saying is actually there is no death. There's life, continual life. Death is just sleep, right? Because you're going to wake up one day. Yeah.
That doesn't include the 9 tribes.
What now?
That doesn't, this verse in Zechariah, that does not include the 9 tribes.
No.
So that 2/3, that's what I was trying to ask you last week. With that 2/3, that 1/3, the brought on the blood and covenant that comes out. That means that secret place still have to be a very large place because you just take America, South America, Brazil, the islands, and Africa. There's still gonna be millions of people.
Yeah.
That's part of that 1/3 that survives. So I mean, for millions of people, that's like at least 20 million people. I mean, at least. I mean,
yeah, that's conservative. Yeah.
Yeah, conservative. That will survive out of 60+ million.
Right.
That 20 million people, that's a large secret place.
Yeah, I know. And the geography of the land cannot hold 20 million people. So that means that some of them must maybe living in other people's lands. Yeah, so that's mentioned in Isaiah chapter 19 that we will be in the land of Egypt. I think Assyria was named in that too. Of course, Assyria is no longer Assyria, it's Iraq now. But we're supposed to be all over the world living. But it's still, you wonder what's going to happen during the holy days when everybody got to show up. Well, the thing about that is they did have those holy days. When you go to the book of Acts chapter 2, they're celebrating the Feast of Weeks. But where did these people stay? And what did they eat? Huh? Okay. Well, first of all, they didn't have to stay in houses. They do it in booths, right? So, like we read up in I think it's Nehemiah or Ezra, they did celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles in booths. So it's had booths on top of the houses, booths in the street. So as far as accommodating all those people, there, depending on the celebration, like for the Feast of Tabernacles, you won't be actually find a room to stay, right? You build your own tabernacle, your own sukkah. But that leads to another question: is why couldn't Joseph and Mary find a place at the end? Why they had to go to a barn and place their child in a feeding trough of an animal? Why couldn't they find a place in Jerusalem at that time, in Bethlehem at that time?
room.
Huh?
There's no room.
But why?
There's so many people coming to check, right?
Why are they there? Hold on. Now, what are you gonna say?
They had to fulfill prophecy.
Impure purposes.
Fulfill prophecy.
Oh,
Fulfill prophecy.
ENT.
I can't hear.
ENT.
Fulfill prophecy.
Okay. What prophecy was that? Now, let's look at this. Now, when did the angel Gabriel tell Mary that she's gonna have a baby? She said, this is the 6th month for Elizabeth. She's been pregnant for 6 months, right? So, what's the 6th month in the Hebrew calendar? So you go from, say, March, April, May, June, July, August, right? So it's August when she visited Elizabeth, right? And 3 months later, which would be 9 months, that would be September, October, November. All right. So we're looking at John the Baptist being during the time of December, around about that time, that area. So if it's a 6 month with her, with Mary, Mary just told us in the 6 months of Elizabeth. That means that 9 months later, her son Yahshua will be born. It was a 6 month in August. 9 months later, we're looking at maybe May or June.
Okay. Feast of Weeks.
So that's around the Feast of Weeks.
Right, Feast of Weeks.
So that might be why they couldn't find any room at the end. They'll celebrate the feast in Bethlehem. It's speculation, but I'm in the right ballpark, I believe. I hope that help you out. Who wants to know? Who's your goodie? No. Elder Priest, where is it written that America's destruction was delayed because they tried to turn from their wickedness? It didn't say America's destruction delayed, but let me read you something what Jeremiah said in Jeremiah 18. Let's see here. Yeah. In Jeremiah 18, verse 7 through verse 10, it says, at what instant I shall speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom to pluck up and to pull down and to destroy it, if that nation against whom I have pronounced turn from their evil, I will repent of the evil that I thought to do unto them. And at what instant I shall speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom to build and to plant it, if it do evil in my sight, that it obey not my voice, then I will repent of the good, but with I said I would benefit them. I believe that's what we quoted when I said maybe Yahweh delaying the destruction of America because of this. Because you got a man in office now that want to turn away from the direction America was going through. Right? So that's why we got that. That was Jeremiah 18, brother Cujo Goody, verse 7 to verse 10. Okay. Shalom, Letitia Hall. Was it Nabah? Yeah. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Edda. Will you explain Luke 14, 25, 27, particularly to hate not his father and mother? Okay. Yeah, that's kind of sound a little strange. But you look at how the Mashiach talked. He didn't talk like a regular man. He talked like I said yesterday, he talked like a ruler, a king of sorts. Let's see here. Huh? Luke 14, verse 25 to 27. That's what she has here.
Okay.
Great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any should come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciples. And whosoever shall not bear his sorrows and come after me cannot be my disciple. Now, again, these are translated words, but what he's saying, the vast part of that verse explains the first part of that verse. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brother and sister, yea, and his own life also, it kind of puts that in perspective. Because what he's saying, if you don't like, if you don't turn away or love less that which you always love, then you cannot be my disciple. But they use the word hate, but that's not quite what he meant by that hate your father and mother, because he's supposed to honor your father and mother. So you got to love them less than the Mashiach. So that's all he said. Yeah.
Well, that's that. Could we talk about their ways, like how they living, not necessarily them as a person, but their ways, how they living, the doctrine that they're under, kind of like, what I mean?
Well,
Like,
he said, if any man come to me, right? So yeah, they know how not to come to him. So they want to make sure that they come to him right. So they got to give up worldly pleasures. Yeah. And that one of those things is loving your father and your mother. They didn't say stop loving your father and mother, but love them less. I believe that's what he meant. Love them less than me. You gotta love them more than you love me more than you love them. That's all he said. So it's a strange way of putting it, but that's all he's saying, Melinda Curry, that you gotta love him more than you love your father and your mother and everything that you love. Even your life, you gotta love you gotta love your life less than you love him. Oh, Kevin Burst again. Okay. Um, Shalom, brother and elder. Elder, I have a question about what's being spoken over about the angels. How are they tempted? Shalom. Did I say the angels were tempted?
Mm-mm.
But what makes you think they're tempted? Let me say show you what it says about the angels in the book of Hebrews, chapter 2. We went over this yesterday. Um, in verse 1 of chapter 2 of Hebrews, it says, therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. But if the word spoken by angels was steadfast, in every transgression and disobedience receive a just recompense of reward, how shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation, which at the first began to be spoken by the Adonai, and was confirmed unto us by them that heard him? Now, I believe that's what you meant, Brother Kevin. Uh, the angels are under law too, but you can't tempt an angel. We just said that they transgress the law also, but the temptation is for the flesh of man, not for angels that are spirits. Yashar is love. That's right. Shalom Yashar is love. Shalom Shamayan Yasharala elder. Brother Saul says in Revelation 12:4, it says the dragon stood before the woman. It doesn't say the dragon and 1/3 of the stars stood before the woman. How do we know that the 1/3 of the stars belong to the dragon? Could they be the angels who protected the people sealed by Yahweh? Couldn't they also be drawn out in opposition to the dragon? Well, let's look at that. Revelation 12:4. Let's see here. Revelation 12:4.
What was his question?
It says, it says the dragon stood before the woman. It doesn't say the dragon and 1/3 of the stars stood before the woman. How do we know that the 1/3 of the stars belong to the dragon? Could they be the angels who protect the people sealed by Yahweh? Couldn't they also be drawn out in opposition to the dragon? It says, and it's tell. I see in verse 3. It says, and there appeared another one in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. This is representative of the Roman Empire. And it says, and his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and they cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So we're looking at King Herod tried to kill the child. Now, it was during the time of the Roman Empire, because that's when the Mashiach was born, during the Roman Empire. So the question is, who that 1/3 of the stars that be cast down to the earth? Well, if you notice when Mashiach began his ministry, there were a lot of unclean spirits in the land, a lot of demon activity in the land. Whereas you don't see that in what they call in the scriptures, in the law of the prophet. You don't see the unclean spirits and demons in the land. But when the Mashiach was born, you had those unclean spirits and demons on the land. So that would be the 1/3 of the stars that have been cast down to earth. Those unclean spirits that the Mashiach ran into when he began his ministry. So that instead of them being angels to protect the heirs of salvation, these would be they'd be cast down to the earth. So they didn't go voluntarily, but they were cast down to the earth, just like Satan gonna be cast down to the earth himself. Uh, so he drew the 3rd part. We talking about again. This is during the Roman Empire, and so in the Shaq's ministry, he ran into people that had had.
So that 1/3 has already came down here. So when Satan get kicked out, he's getting kicked out by himself. The 1/3 already been kicked out already.
Yeah, no, those are just unclean spirits and demons.
Okay.
Like the one that was him inhabiting those men, the men against I forgot the name of the place, but they call us at lead, we'll lead, right? So he cast us into those swine over there, right? So they got cast into the swine, but they are part of those stars that were cast out of heaven by the dragon.
Okay.
Right. So it wasn't meant for the help of the people of Israel, it's to afflict the children of Israel with their unclean spirits.
So I'm saying when Satan gets kicked out of heaven,
when he gets kicked
at
out,
that final battle with Michael, it's not necessarily 1/3 at that time. Some of them already been cast down already.
Yeah, some on way to judgment.
Already cast down, and then some gonna come out when he come out. So
right. It says in verse 7, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and an angel fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Now these are angels, these are men.
Okay.
And prevailed not, neither was that place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, who deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. That has not happened yet.
Okay.
Right? But up here in verse 4, where drew the 3rd part of the angels, stars out of heaven, those are those unclean spirits.
Okay.
Excuse me. But the angels themselves won't be cast out until during our time. Okay. So I hope you help that that Shaul. Those would be those unclean spirits and demons that afflicted our people back in the day. Shalom, Brother Clarence Marks and Sister Yulita. Shalom, Amelia Pennington, wife of Meshach. Shalom, Brother Benaiah. Praise Yah, brother. Who wants to know? Man, I'll be glad when you get your Hebrew name, man. First of all, you got too many syllables in Who Wants to Know. So we might just start calling you Who. You know, we'll shorten your name. Waiting on you. We waiting on you, Heliel. Hey, that's 2 minute syllables, bro. We got to change that name, bro. Praise Yah, brother. Who wants to know? Shalom, Shaul ben Israel. Where can I find the scripture of Benjamin joining the house of Judah? All right. let's see what happened. Let's go to First Kings. I think I'm gonna go to First Kings chapter.
Yeah, dude got a port. We had two ports, and one of the ports that we got.
Yeah, in First Kings chapter 12, we have an issue with Rehoboam and Jeroboam. Jeroboam wanted to get Rehoboam, who's the son of King Shalom, to ease up on the way he was treating the people, and Rehoboam did not ease up on him. So he, that changed that term Jeroboam against Rehoboam. When you go up into First Kings chapter 12, verse 21, it says that when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, and 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors to fight against the house of Israel to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Shlomo. But the word of Elohim came to Shemaiah, the man of Elohim, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Shlomo, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, you shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of Yahweh, and returned to depart according to the word of Yahweh. So that's when Benjamin got 10 tribes that were given to Jeroboam, and 2 tribes were given to Judah. So that you find out again. That's in First Kings chapter 12, and you can pick that up at verse 16 to verse 24. Okay. Let's see here. Shalom, Robin S. Robin S. said, I did eat. Shalom, Dre Peck. Shalom, Ahmed X. Shalom, Haya Yehuda ben Israel. That's all I got. Facebook. That's it. All right. Facebook, YouTube, praise Yahweh for you. We're going to go ahead and shut it down. I'll give you 5 seconds to put something in before I shut it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Too late. Let's go ahead and get out of this. All right. Again, thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Join our history class on the 3rd day, which is Tuesday. We have a new moon service this coming Monday. So join us on our new moon service. Do you know who's teaching that class? Alicia? You are? Oh, see? All right. Well, praise you. Join us for our new moon service this coming Monday. And our history class is coming Tuesday. Again, thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you for joining us today. Shalom, and Yahweh be with you.